Next topic is master slave flip flop. As we have discussed in last section that we understand clock flip flop changes state in synchronization with the clock pulse. It changes state only once during each occurrence of the clock pulse. A sequential circuit with these features is termed as synchronous sequential circuit. The time period of the clock pulse is dependent on the propagation time through the gates that constitute the flip-flop. We have seen while discussing the racing condition that the duration of the clock pulse should be such that flip-flop is able to change state but only once due to some excitation. Since such a restriction is difficult to implement, a master-slave flip-flop is used. So, when there is a problem in racing condition, in that case we implement a master-slave flip-flop. This flip-flop eliminates the timing problem associated with the feedback loop by essentially isolating the inputs of flip-flop from its output. The master-slave flip-flop is constructed of two set reset flip-flops in series, or we can say two SR flip-flops in series with their clock inputs driven in the complementary manner. The first flip-flop is called master. This is a master flip-flop. Master can change state only when the clock pulse is 1, while the second flip-flop is called slave. This is called slave. Can change state only when the clock pulse is 0. The logic diagram is shown in figure. This is a logic diagram of master slave flip flop. In the first, we use set reset flip flop in series with another set reset flip flop. Now, when the clock is 1, here at the input there is a clock pulse. When the clock is 1, the master flip flop is enabled. When the clock is 1, this portion, this master is enabled, but slave is disabled because it is connected to the clock through the inverter. Here we see that the master is connected directly with the clock, but the slave is connected through a inverter. So when the master is enabled, slave is disabled at this through the inverter. The output Q1 and Q1 bar change in accordance with the input J and K. Here the outputs Q1 and Q1 bar, Q1 and Q1 bar. This is changed according to the inputs J and K. At the time of slave maintains its previous state and serve as a buffer between the master and the next stage. Now when the clock changes from 1 to 0, the state of the master flip-flop is frozen. Means when the clock changes from 1 to 0, in case of 0 clock, the master is disabled, means it goes into frozen state, while the slave flip-flop is enabled and changes its state in accordance with Q1 and Q1 bar. Now for the slave, the inputs are Q1 and Q1 bar as shown in the figure. Since the second flip-flop simply follow the first one, so it is referred to as slave. The new state of the slave, that is Q and Q bar. Q and Q bar is the new state, or we can say output of the slave, constitute the output and also change the input to the master due to the feedback connection, which will affect the master when clock equals to 1 again. Thus, the race around condition is eliminated. As the input do not change when the clock is 1, the output is available only when the clock becomes 0. The logic symbol of the flip-flop is shown in figure 4.22. Now here we see next figure 4.22. At the clock input terminal, this symbol is called input clock. That is used to illustrate that the output changes when the clock make a transition from 1 to 0. So this is a logic symbol of the master slave JK flip flop. Here the input clock is provided and we have Q and Q bar. Q is called normal output, Q bar is called complementary output. And the figure B is the timing diagram. This is a timing diagram of master slave flip flop. Now when the clock is 0, J is 0, K is 0, then we get Q1 0 and again Q 0. Here this shows that master is enabled, slave is disabled. At this portion we find that master is disabled, slave is enabled. So this is the timing diagram of master slave flip flop. Now excitation of the flip flops. In designing sequential circuit, we have to deal with present state and the next state of the circuit. Sequential circuits are implemented with flip flops, and we therefore have to determine the input conditions of the flip flop to achieve desired transition from the present to the next state, that is before and after the clock pulse. In working out the proper input conditions, a tabulation of the input and output state referred to as excitation table is very useful. The excitation table of JK, SR, D and T flip flop is shown in table 4.4. Here we draw a excitation table for the present state and the next state. Here first we consider present state, next state 0 0, present state 0, next state 1 1 0 1 1. In this way we draw excitation table. Now we find JK. For JK, when present state and next state is same, means there is no change, so this is set 0. We don't know K. When present state is 0, next state is 1, means this is a set 1. When 0 0, there is no change, 0. 1 present state, next state is 0, means this is reset, means K equals to 1. And in case of present and past is 0 0, then K equals to 0. Similarly, for SR, when the present state and the next state is same, set. When present state is 0, next state is 1, means set 1. 1 0 reset and 1 1 reset. D, delay flip flop. Delay flip flop gives output according to the next state, but after delay. Toggle flip flop, it toggles the output state. So this is the excitation table. Now, for instance, the output of the JK flip flop before a clock pulse is 0. It is required that it should remain unchanged, that is 0 after the clock pulse. If we study the truth table or the characteristic table of the JK flip flop, then this is possible when J equals to 0, K equals to 0. and then Q next state equals to present state, which is 0 in this case. This is also possible when j equals to 0, k equals to 1, because then Qn plus 1 equals to 0. So it follows that j has to be 0 and k may be 0 for 1. This is marked by cross on the table. Now the next discussion is how we design any flip-flop. In general model, the flip-flop design is illustrated in figure 4.23. The basic flip-flop is central to the design, coupled with some combinational circuit to bring about the specialized function that we have already discussed in previous section. This is a general flip-flop model. For instance, let us design a JK flip-flop. First, we write the characteristic table of flip-flop. The inputs are clock, J, K, and the present state Qn. From these inputs, we identify the value of the next state. Here, the inputs are J, K, Q. So, since there are 3 inputs, so the combination is 2 to power 3, that is 8. Now, for the first 8 combination, we assume that clock is 0, and for the other, we assume that clock is 1. So, first we assume clock pulse is 0. When the clock is 0 and the J, K and Q is 0, the next state is 0. Y1, we assume Y1 is 1, X2 may be anything. So in this way we can draw, or we can say, we can explain this truth table. Now the next topic is conversion of flip-flops. How we convert flip-flop. With minor changes, any flip-flop can be used to perform the function of the order. For this, we need to combine the excitation tables for both flip-flop and make a truth table with inputs of the required flip-flop and Q as the inputs and inputs of the given flip-flop as the outputs. It is illustrated in the following example. Here we convert SR flip-flop that is given. We convert SR to JK flip-flop that is a required flip-flop. From the excitation table we make a truth table. Now JK flip-flop is the required flip-flop and the given flip-flop is SR flip-flop, and Q is the present state. So in this way we can draw a table. Now first we consider SR. When S0 R is not known, don't care, and Q0 we find that JK is 0 0. 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 0. Okay. Now from here we find that the relationship between J and Q, J, JK and SR, S equals to J Q bar and R equals to K into Q. So this is a relationship. Now we draw a truth table, excitation table, and here we find that there is only one combination, and we see that S equals to J dot Q bar and R reset equals to K dot Q. Next we see that, or we can say we discuss latches. Consider a block diagram of the digital system. press and hold the decimal number key 5. Here we press and hold this decimal number 5 key. A 5 will be displayed. 5 is display. Release the hand and disappear from the display. When we release hand from 5, this display is disappear. The memory device is needed to hold BCD code for 5 at the input to the decoder. A device that serves as a temporary buffer memory is called a latch. Now, when the decimal number 5 on the keyboard is pressed and released, the 7 segment display continue to show 5. The term latch refers to the digital storage device. The D flip-flop is a good example of the device used to latch data. Other flip-flops can also be used for latching function. So when used for holding data, the flip-flop is called as latch. Means flip-flop can be regarded as latch when they are used for holding any data. So flip-flop may have many other use, which include counters, shift registers, delay units and frequency dividers. This is a figure called encoder decoder for the calculation of memory. Next we talk about triggering. When using manufacturers' data manuals, you will notice that many synchronous flip-flops are classified as edge-triggered or pulse-triggered flip-flop. The edge-triggered flip-flop are those in which transfer of information from data input to output of the flip-flop occur at the edge of the clock pulse. The edge refers to the brief interval of time when the clock signal is making a transition from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 0. A flip-flop which responds to the rising edge is called positive edge trigger flip-flop, and which responds to falling edge is called a negative edge triggered flip-flop. Another class of flip-flop is the pulse triggered, which uses the entire clock pulse, positive edge to the negative edge, to trigger the flip-flop. A JK master slave flip-flop is of this type. So here we show a timing diagram of flip-flop, that is a D type. Here we find that this is a clock pulse and this is a delay. S triggered, negative S triggered, positive S triggered, pulse trigger. So this is the timing diagram. Now how we represent? Now this is a clock, this symbol, but there is no node, so it is called positive S triggered. If there is a node, then it is called negative S triggered. If there is no symbol here, this is level triggering. So this is a logic symbol of D type flip-flop, that is positive edge, negative edge and level triggered. Now we move to some numerical portion.